For any difference quotient, the first thing that I want to find is f of x plus h, which means I go to my original function, f of x, and I substitute everywhere I see an x, I'm going to substitute it instead with an x plus h. So here we get negative 2 times x plus h squared plus 5 times x plus h. And I'm going to simplify this as much as possible before I actually plug everything into the difference quotient expression. So I could maybe start by multiplying this out. So with order of operations, I would do the squared part because it's an exponent before I actually multiplied by negative 2. And the way we actually figure out x plus h squared is to calculate x plus h times x plus h. So we have to FOIL or distribute this out, which gives us x squared plus xh plus hx plus h squared. So we get 4 terms. We'd see if anything can combine, and actually xh and hx are essentially the same thing, so we can add them together. There's 2 of them. So we get x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. So the last thing to simplify that whole beginning part of our f of x plus h is to take that and multiply it by the negative 2 which was in front. So we've got negative 2 times x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. So that gives us negative 2x squared minus 4xh minus 2h squared. So now the negative 2 times x plus h squared is simplified as much as possible. So we'll do the same thing with the other piece right here, which is 5 times x plus h, which is really going to be just plus 5x plus 5h. So this whole thing here is f of x plus h. So now let's plug it into our expression. So I'm going to start by writing out the f of x plus h again. So negative 2x squared minus 4xh minus 2h squared plus 5x plus 5h. And then we have to do minus f of x. So if we go and find what f of x is, well, f of x is defined to be negative 2x squared plus 5x. So in parentheses, since we're subtracting all of f of x, it's going to be in parentheses negative 2x squared plus 5x. And then all over the bottom of our expression, which is just an h. So to simplify from here, what I first will want to do is distribute that negative. So the negative will get distributed to both pieces of the f of x. So there is a lot to write. I'm just going to have to rewrite most of this stuff first, and then we'll do some canceling. So when I distribute, we get plus 2x squared minus 5x all over h. So if we look for cancellations, we do have the 2x squared cancel because there's a negative 2x squared right here. There's a positive 2x squared right here. There's also the 5x, so there's a plus 5x here, a minus 5x here. So if we rewrite the terms we have left, we've got minus 4xh minus 2h squared plus 5h. Let's see if I can squeeze it in here. All over h. So the last step is to try to simplify with the h in the denominator. So everything in the numerator has an h, so I can actually go ahead and cancel based on that. So those h's would cancel, these would cancel leaving with one h, and then it would cancel with that h. So remember, to divide, if there's an h in the denominator, in order to be able to divide by it, everything has to be divisible by h, which it is. And that leaves us with the negative 4x, the h's cancel, minus 2h, because one of the h's canceled for that term, plus 5. Again, the h canceled with that one.